Alright guys, it's part 7 of the hot rod build, and this time it really is part 7, not like last time when I couldn't count. So what's been happening? Well, you may have noticed, for those of you who've been following the build and watching the countdown, you may have noticed that at the end of the last video I had 12 days left. Well, over these last couple of days I've been trying to get the motor, trying to get this engine fitted into the car. But with all the steering brackets and all the push rods, and it's been a nightmare. It's been an absolute nightmare. It's taken me about 2 days just to get the engine in. I keep having to put it in, measure, take it out, cut, put it back in, measure, take it out. It's not been interesting filming, so I'm not showing you that. It's just in position now. But it's still not finished. So this episode is going to be all about finishing that engine, totally finishing and getting it in position. But not only that, I've only got 9 days left. 9 days. Luckily, 4 of them days are weekend days. So I'm still in with a chance. Okay, it's a small chance because it looks like this. I've got bits on my bench, the bucket's still sitting on the table, the chassis on the floor with the unfinished engine. I better pull my finger out and get it finished. Let's get making. I've just finished making the cutout in the top of the engine for the steering column. So now you know why I didn't glue this piece or this piece, because I've got to take this piece off so I can see where to make the hole in this piece, and then the steering column will pass through the engine, and unfortunately it's going to be right in the middle of the exhaust manifold that I made, so I'm going to have to cut some big holes in that as well. But hey, I knew that before I even made it. I knew it was going to be a mess. It's just how much of a mess. Well, anyway, there we go. Let's get this off, this hole cut in, and then I can start fixing it all together. Oh no, then I've got to cut some more pieces. Oh goodness. Oh, let's just see how it goes. Oh, not too bad, even though I say it myself. Now that I've got all the exhaust pieces made, I've temporarily put them together, and what I've got to do now is I've got to sand them all so the paint's got something to grip to, and then once they're all sanded, I can position them, make sure they're all the same length and the same angle, and I can glue them together. And once I've done that, that's when I'll paint them, and as soon as the paint's dry, I can stick them onto the engine. Now that they're all sanded, I just have to make sure that they're all lined up correct and that they're all the same size and that these holes are all pointing in the same direction, and then I can glue them and paint them. There's a little line on the top of each piece, and what I do, separate them, take the joining piece out, put some glue on the interior of each piece, and then slide them both together. And then I just line the two pieces back up. I had a good idea. I've put the exhausts into the back of the exhaust manifold while I spray them. It holds them all in position, I don't have to touch them. Oh, I'm pretty pleased with that. And now I just give it a little bit of underseal on the bottom of the engine to give it that little bit of protection once the engine's fitted. And now I'm making a couple of pipes that fit on top of the engine. I've no idea what they're for, but I saw some on one of the photographs that I looked at, and well, anything to add a little bit of detail really, so that's why I'm making them. can't believe I've got away with filing so little off that exhaust. It's absolutely brilliant. I thought it was going to have to be a big hole, but if we have a look at this, I've only had to file a little piece off.
I don't believe it!
It's true. So now I can glue all the exhausts in and get on with finishing the rocker covers and the air filter. To make sure I get these exhausts at the right angle, I've got to have the bodywork fitted, because if they're too steep they might rub on the bodywork. I don't know until it's fitted. But to get the bodywork on, the steering column's in the way. So I've got to take the steering column out, which means dismantling part of the engine again. Never easy, is it? It's taken me a few days to do this. Even a real car, you could fit an engine in a real car in less time than that. Let's get on with it. The last thing that I need to do to finish this engine off is to fit the radiator. Now on the radiator the headlamps are attached on little brackets, but I haven't got any little brackets and I haven't got any bolts long enough. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make some bolts out of this bar. Then I can attach the headlamps, attach the radiator, and all the engine is completely finished. Well, there's the bolts. I've made two of them, threaded on both ends, so now I can fit the lights. Well guys, that's it. I've run out of days. 42 days ago it looked like this. So I don't think I've done too bad. It drives, the brakes work. The only thing I haven't got is the windscreen and the canopy. Okay, and a little bit of paint and a few other little bits and bats. But if I've built all this within 42 days, I reckon I can finish the other in the next week or so. So I'm going to leave it there for this video now, and I'll make another one when it's completely finished. I'm going to take my time, I'm not going to rush it. I've been busy every day for the last 42 days. I'm going to have a little bit of a rest. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be loads more stuff coming up in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.